to make sure that we are defunding the police and utilizing those resources to invest in our communities.
Those 7 in jail also include Mekfira Hussein, who had booked a one-way flight to Ethiopia that was scheduled to leave last night. Hussein's charges say she stole $6.8 million and never served a meal to a needy child.
That's what it means to be a good parent.
Let me slow this down, let me spell it out.
Minnesota taxpayers got ripped off to the tune of $600 million over the last 5 years.
That sobering message was delivered to state lawmakers today. Most of the government scams happen in programs that help the most vulnerable people in our community.
What's the proudest thing that you instituted in Minnesota during your time as governor?
Free breakfast and lunch for kids.
Nice.
They learn better.
This is breaking news from WCCO News.
Hi there, I'm Erin Hassan. We have some breaking news right now into the WCCO newsroom. A jury has reached a verdict in the Feeding Our Future fraud trial. So moments ago, the jury found most of these defendants guilty on most of the charges they face. Federal authorities have called this part of the largest pandemic fraud in the United States.
Is that fraud the governor's fault? When he is not holding any commissioners responsible, then yes, Governor Walz is responsible for the fraud that has been ongoing in the state of Minnesota.
We're done. You want a quick way to get me leaving? That's cheating.
Ready, set, go.
At the Minnesota State Fair, every spin of the wheel at the Never Walz booth is a loser for the Democratic governor.
Oh! The jury just convicted 5 defendants of participating in a massive scheme to fraudulently obtain federal child nutrition program funds. The defendants took advantage of the COVID-19 pandemic to defraud the state of Minnesota and to steal tens of millions of dollars.
At least 16 reports critical of specific state agencies for allowing alleged fraud, waste, or mismanagement during Walz's 6 years as governor have been published by Minnesota's independent auditor.
48 people now charged in the scheme. Only 7 are in jail right now. They include Abdiaziz Farah and Mohammed Ismail, who were previously charged with passport fraud for trying to leave the country. I confirmed today 3 of the other defendants either successfully fled or were already out of the country when the FBI started investigating.
You're either going to buy school buses and school meals or prison buses and prison meals. It makes more sense to vote on the front end. You solve a lot of those problems.
Those 7 in jail also include Mekfira Hussein, who had booked a one-way flight to Ethiopia that was scheduled to leave last night. Hussein's charges say she stole $6.8 million and never served a meal to a needy child. She bought things like a $93,000 Porsche and several other vehicles and spread a lot of money to other accounts. Tomorrow morning, some of the jailed suspects will begin appearing in court to see if they will be held behind bars until trial.
Back in December, I asked outgoing U.S. Attorney for Minnesota, Andrew Lugar, this question.
Does Minnesota have a serious problem with fraud?
Yes, I think there needs to be a lot more done, and people need to have serious conversations.
Governor Walz, if you want to talk about accountability, has taken no accountability.
We have an issue of fraud here in the state of Minnesota that we have $500 million in known fraud under Governor Walz's time in office.
Dozens of people involved in the scheme stole the money, buying houses, luxury cars, and a suburban bar and restaurant, according to a federal indictment. At the time, Governor Walz defended his administration.
We caught this fraud. We caught it very early. We alerted the right people.
This conduct was not just criminal, it was depraved and brazen. The evidence in this case that everyone saw here showed how brazen this scheme was.
Honey, I know you know it. That's cheating. You can cry, cry, cry. Give me every excuse in the holding book. Lie, lie, lie. But if you
by not making any changes within his administration, then yes, it falls squarely on his shoulders.
Couple that with, early childhood, couple that with paid family medical leave or whatever. And the philosophy we have, and this is what I know Kamala agrees in.
I never want to see that man in office.
You ever been to Minneapolis?
Nope. Take care, fisherman in a box.
Yeah. Whenever I go across the country and people find out I'm from Minnesota, they're like, ugh,